Hello friends, how's everybody today? Real quick, I want to remind you, number one, please do your homework. Please do it on time. Please don't, anything past 9 o'clock. The following day after it's been assigned, like 9:01, it's going to be late. So please just get it done on time, get it in. No sense losing those points. Number two, tomorrow's lesson will be this lesson, just take it up a little step. So we will be doing Google Meets period 2. You'll be doing Google Meets from 9 to 9:30. Period 4 from 10:30 to 11. And period 9 from 2 to 2:30. We'll be doing Google Meets, so we'll go over things. If you have any questions, jump on. If you can't make your class time and you want to jump on another class, that's okay. Just let me know or just jump on. I'll try and post the times on everybody's classroom. What I do is I give you the code 10 minutes, probably 5 minutes beforehand. We jump on. I just enjoy seeing your faces. So even if you understand it and you don't need my help, feel free to jump on. I do give bonus points when you join those groups. Okay, let's get started today with our simplifying radicals. All right? So here we have our example. We have a to the nth power. And this will be in your notes, so you can, if you don't get it right now, you can get it as you go on in your notes. Okay, so this n right here is going to be called the index. E-N-D-E-X. The n is your index. This sign right here is called a radical sign. So that is your radical, and then whatever is inside the radical sign is called your radicand. Your radicand, okay? If there is no index given, if there isn't anything, we just assume it is going to be 2. We just assume we're doing square roots. It's just assumed, so if you don't see anything, you assume that it is a 2. All right, so let's take a look at a couple, and you're going to think that this is pretty simple. I know today's homework or your Google Forms is going to be 16 questions, but they're going to go really fast. Okay, so we just look at 64, and if you will learn the first 12 perfect squares, all of this will be very, very easy. Okay, so what number times itself gives you 64, and we know the answer is 8. The second one, what number times itself gives you 144, and we know that that is 12. If worse comes to worse, you can always type those up into your little handy-dandy calculator. Okay, but what if we get something like 1 over 25? Well, what is the square root of 1? It's 1. What's the square root of 25? It's 5. So the answer would be 1/5. Down here, likewise, what's the square root of 64? It is 8. And the square root of 81 is 9. Okay? So that's pretty simple. Hey, did you guys like my video on the donkey? I like crack up every time. My husband will just walk through the house and he'll just like randomly play that if things are getting like a little too boring, and I crack up every time. All right. Now, those are nice when they work out nice and smooth and easy. But what happens when they don't? Well, you're going to find the largest perfect square that you can find inside the radical. Okay? You're going to take that square root out of the radical. And then you leave the rest under the radical symbol. Again, if you don't get this, this is going to be in your Google Slides. So don't really sweat if you weren't able to copy this all down yet. So what do? We look at this right here. And I know that I can pull out the square root of 25 because that is a perfect square. And that leaves me with the square root of 5. I can pull this out. 5 times 5 is 25. And I leave everything else in the radical. Now, if you say, well, I don't know, how do you find those? I'll just show you another way because this will come in handy tomorrow. I know that 5 goes into 125. Okay, so 5 goes into 125, 25 times, and then 5 goes into 25, 5 times, and that leaves 5. So it's like saying 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Since I'm doing squares, that's 2, I pull out every pair of 2 and take the square root of 5 is left inside my radical, and I pull a 5 out. That's just another way to look at it, okay? But if you will learn those perfect squares, and you'll be able to find them, then all you have to do is find the largest perfect square out of this is square root of 25. What's left is the square root of 5. I can resolve this. I can resolve the square root of 25 to 5, and I leave everything else inside the radican. All right? Let's try a couple more of those because that'll be the hardest part of your homework. Do you see this quality gear I got going here? Oh, please don't fall apart right now. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay? So, what is the largest perfect square in the square root of 32? Well, the best we can do is the square root of 16 times the square root of 2. Because the square root of 16 times the square root of 32, I'm sorry, square root of 16 times square root of 2 is 32. Okay? Will this one resolve? Yes, because it is a perfect square. So I get 4, because 4 times 4 is 16, or the square root of 16 is 4. And then 2 is not a perfect square. So I just have to leave it in the radical sign. And we'll do one more. The square root of 28. What is the largest perfect square in the square root of 28? Well, the largest perfect square is 4. And then that's times 7. Because 4 times 7 is 28. I do have a square root of 4 is 2. And then I just leave the remainder inside the square root brackets. And there's nothing further you can do. Okay? Tomorrow again, I'll be teaching a lesson, and we will jump on Google Meets, and I hope to see you there because I miss your faces. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.